gentlemen, the main event is about to begin! In the blue corner,
Preston.
Scraps! Oh,
Garvey.
in the red corner,
Gunner.
The main event is about to begin! Let's get ready to fight!
Let's keep this above the belt and inside the ring. Ready? The fight starts as soon as you touch gloves. Got this.
What a hit! Creed is a complete powerhouse!
Ain't letting him hit me.
Creed drives a hard punch right through his opponent.
Wait for an opening.
Keep throwing punches like that, kid.
Creed sends the other fighter staggering. He's wide open now. Hard punch from Creed.
Hell yeah.
Don't let him through the fight. Trying to fight him like this.
Creed doesn't get his fists up. Those blows are going to keep coming. He's up.
His opponent will have to try something else. Creed isn't letting anything through.
Creed catches his opponent right where it hurts.
Now he's through.
And go.
Just do what I say. Get him.
Hello, male and male females. My name is Xever the Jester, and I'm going to be telling you how to get your own fight club in Fallout 4. I'm here with my friend Atta. Atta, say hello.
Hello.
So, oh, and there goes the gunner. So it looks like Preston outfenced the gunner. But anyways, I'm going to be telling you how to get your own fight club in Fallout 4 using mods. So let's get right into it, because I hate long intros.
Okay.
Alright, so the first mod is called Obey Me. And what this mod does is it allows you to have a 100% chance to pacify something. So I'll show you right now. There's a big mama deathclaw right there, very big and sexy.
It's all right.
And there you go. You can have any creature pacified. It doesn't matter what side. I guess that mama is just really jealous of a rad roast. Did you see that? She fucking destroyed that thing.
Yep.
Watch. So yeah, what this mod does is it allows you to pacify everything. And you're going to need this in this playthrough if you want to build a fight club, because you're going to need to pacify every single opponent that you put your companions or your fighters against. Now, this could also mean that you could try to pit them against one another, but I highly doubt that'll work. That is something I haven't figured out yet, and I'll try to figure it out in the next Fallout video, whenever that may be. But yeah, that's Obey Me. You're gonna need to use this for your fight club. Alright. The next mod is called Instant Death Knife. I highly recommend it. It's not a 100% need, but I definitely recommend it because it makes things a lot easier. And it's really self-explanatory.
Die. Die. Die.
You just stab these things and they just die right away. It makes things a lot easier. It makes things a lot smoother for your fight club. Like, it's just easier to, you know, it's just easy. Say for example that you spawn the wrong NPC, like a raider or a gunner instead of a death claw in the ring. So you're gonna need to take Instant Death Knife. Why'd you fall so dramatically? You see that, bro?
Yeah.
She just had her hands in the air and everything. Anyways, you're gonna want Instant Death Knife for the pure purpose of setting things up and keeping things clean. It doesn't have any body parts fly around, so it's really nice and clean. It doesn't splatter the walls or make you have to pick up any body parts. So it's definitely a recommended, but definitely not a must-have if you want to build this. Next mod is called Ultimate Sandbox. Now this is a must-have if you want to create a fight club in Fallout 4. Ultimate Sandbox allows you to spawn whatever you want, almost every single NPC in the game in regards to enemies. So you can't spawn Preston Garvey or any other characters like settlers. You can only spawn enemies, but that's fine because this is exactly what you're gonna need for this. So you got two types of guns. You've got single and you've got normal, and what normal does is it just spawns one of the randoms in that category. For example, like you could get a gunner, or you can get a gunner conscript, a gunner veteran or whatever, raider veterans. Whereas gunners clean single means it's only going to be gunners and raiders or something along those lines. What Ultimate Sandbox also allows you to do is it gives you grenades to spawn death claws and other things like that, but I personally prefer not to use them as they're a little bit messier than the guns, and the guns are just easier to control. For ghouls, you can spawn one at a time, or you can spawn them in giant zombie hordes. So if you have any zombie related mods, you could just spawn a bunch of zombies and have them attack a settlement if you want to, and just roleplay in different types of ways that you feel free to do. Now, the reason I say that this is a must is honestly because you're gonna need to spawn an enemy for your fighter. So let me go grab somebody right quick. I think there's somebody right outside, so this should be a cinch. You're coming with me, Piper? Please keep walking. We have to make it to 10-minute mark. We gotta make it to the 10-minute mark. Piper, please take your time walking to the boxing ring. Alright, get this. Alright, so you've got Piper, and this is why you need the sandbox.
Don't move, soldier.
Gotta be kidding.
Alright, so
Hey, Piper.
Heading my way?
You know what? Never mind.
You know where to find me.
okay.
You're gonna do what I say.
Anything. Just don't.
I'm done with you. Get over here.
You'll wanna take whatever they have on them, trade, and then give them whatever weapons you want. You jump out of the ring. You put your gun down. normally what would happen is that will happen. They'll start to fight each other, and you have a very basic fight club. And those are really all the mods you definitely need. But there are a few that I recommend you use just to make it run a little bit smoother and just to make it overall a better experience. Because you don't want a lot of, well, that was a nice right, but you don't want to have this, but it's glitching, because there are crashes included in this, and I'm going to be telling you how to avoid that in the next mod. So let's just start off with that. The next mod I recommend you use is realistic death physics. What it does is it removes those really wacky, out of nowhere falling death animations. The death animations are still there, it's just that they're rare. They're more rare and they are not as dramatic. So what it does is, and honestly, in my personal playthrough, I use that because I think it's hilarious when they fly across the ring because they got hit by like a right hook or something like that. But there are going to be those people that just don't like that, I assume. So I recommend you use this, not to, you know, for that specific purpose, but another reason is you don't want to lose the characters, and they tend to fly around a lot if you don't have this mod equipped. As you guys probably saw in one of my older streams when I used to stream Fallout 4 back in like 2019. So yeah, that's a mod I recommend you use just to avoid spazzes and glitchy characters and eventually game crashes too. So I definitely recommend you download that. Alright, so the next mod I recommend you use is a mod called Immersive Fallout, non-DLC, or DLC if you have it. It'll just be called Immersive Fallout if you do have it. But there is something specific about this mod that I want to point out, and this is an overhaul mod, so use at your own risk. If you already have another overhaul mod, do not install this because they've got major changes. This is the mod that I use for all the NPCs. This is a great mod, honestly, all in all. But if you have another overhaul mod, do not install it. I repeat, do not install it, because your game will bug out and that will not be good. Like, Fallout 4 is very, very sensitive when it comes to mods. But the one thing I want to point out is movement. Humans move much slower, and different types of weapons will further affect mobility. So what this does is a lot of the humans are a lot slower than one another. So you could get like a bigger guy, they'll be a lot slower than a skinny guy. Or you could get their movement just in general will be slower. Like you sneak slower, they throw punches slower, they throw bigger weapons slower. Like baseball bats will not, you can't just spam baseball bats anymore. You can't do any of that. It's based off realism. Sledgehammers, like, forget about it. You're not swinging that unless you're using all of your strength every swing. So everything's going to be a lot slower, but it's going to make it a lot more realistic, and depending on the momentum and the weight of the weapon that you're using, that will determine how fast your character is and how fast other NPCs are. So, specifically, what I'm doing is I like to get bar brawls. I like to have brawls, so I don't give them anything. So they're going to be a little bit faster than everybody else, especially somebody who has a sledgehammer. But if the person who has a sledgehammer manages to tag the person with the fist, that person will more than likely become stunned for a little while. Even though that is a vanilla mechanic, that will still make all the difference because the damage will be immense compared to the speed of the person who doesn't have a weapon. So that's what that mod does, and that's why I recommend you use it for this playthrough. And let's get on to the next one. Alright, the next mod I recommend is Cheat Room. Now this, I wouldn't even really recommend this because there are a lot of you people who already have a game set up and you don't need this. If you don't need this, don't install it. The reason I installed it is because I deleted Fallout 4 because I got bored of it and I didn't have space. So I deleted it and I reinstalled it recently, and I just didn't want to go through the process of getting everything all at once, like getting everything one by one. So I downloaded this. This mod has never failed me. It has never once crashed my game. So if you have a cheat room mod and it's not this one, delete that one and download this instead, because it's got almost every weapon, armor, power armor. It's got shipment, it's got crafting stations, Mr. Handies, not Mr. Handies, automatrons or whatever they are called, safety patrons. You know, the builder guys. And they've got keys and they've got everything. And it doesn't even cost that much. It's only 760 KB, which is actually really small for a cheat room mod. Compared to this one, Pharaohs Can't Open Doors, that is 18 kilobytes within itself. So this is not that bad. But you got other mods that you could use too that will be a little bit better than this. But if you want just a whole big ass room full of stuff, then download this mod and, you know, just set up your boxing ring with like cool outfits. Maybe get them some power armor too if you want to do that, and do all that so you're good. On to the next mod. This personally is a little bit of a personal one. Personally for me, I just like the shirtless with jeans scrapper outfit look. This is what it looks like. Now there's one thing about this mod that you guys probably already noticed, is the fact that I don't have half my torso, or it looks like I have a beer belly. I don't mind it personally, but I do know that there are going to be some people that do. So just a small warning that this is not fixable. It's not a thing that you can just fix. This is because of just removing the shirt. That's where the cutoff was. So definitely download this mod if you just want a street scrapper look. I'm just going to name a bunch of mods that are completely unrelated to just make it a little bit better. So you've got named NPC protection. What it does is it protects named NPCs. Crimson Rider's Kate is personally my favorite. You've got Kate, and it just makes her look not like a crackhead, even though she is. You got Deacon Stop Changing Clothes. This is a lifesaver. I definitely recommend this. Human Strong. You don't need to have this. I personally do, because I like having him participate in the fight clubs, but he can't because he's a super mutant and he wins every time. So I just make him a human, and he can finally do all the other combos, and he can have combos done on him. So he's currently a heavyweight. He might go up against Nick Valentine if I can figure out how to make the companions battle each other on PS4. I'll let y'all know as soon as I can. You got Pip-Boy Flashlight, what it basically just makes it look like a flashlight. You've got Negative Affinity Remover, which removes negative affinity. Unlimited Resources Shipment, all you can carry, blah blah blah. No Green Weather, this is just personal mods. Privateer Hancock is one of my favorites. He really looks like a pirate and a greaser. So he just is great for this. He looks like a street scrapper. He looks like he was made for boxing, and that's exactly what the playstyle I'm going with right now. Gen 3 Latino Nick is another good one, because since he's a robot, it kind of breaks the immersion that they're in a boxing match, since he's like a very decomposed synth. So Gen 3 Latino Nick is like one of the more cool-ish mods compared to the other ones that try to make him human, because a lot of the other ones have bugs like a gray face bug, or they could just not line up right. Sometimes he still has his hands looking weird. It looks like a mask and crap like that, and I don't like that. So Gen 3 Latino Nick is a really good one. Uh, Ferals can't open doors. I definitely recommend this one because Ferals should never be able to open doors. That was a stupid mistake from Bethesda. They shouldn't be able to open doors. And finally, USO base game more components. And what this does is it unlocks settlement objects that are in other settlements, like barrels, pallets, towers, whatever you want. It's a very good mod. I definitely recommend it. So, now that you have your Fight Club, tell me what you guys are going to do with it in the comments section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.